My wife said, take a hike. She yelled at me. And I survived. I'm telling you. Oh, wow. What a crazy day that was. That was yesterday. But I can't wait to tell you more about that. But before I get into that, I wanted to say hello. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Trig Podcast Joy. And Costa TV on this beautiful Sunday, October 19th, where we're going. And talking, as I said, about what my wife told me. She told me to take a hike. And I did. But yeah, today was a great day. I had some ups and downs. I think the best moment was that we had a new singer, and she was a delight to work with. So welcome to our new singer. She, I think, will be awesome for our team. I think the other win was we sang the beautiful hymn, Come Thou Fount of Every Blessing, today. And it was nice to hear people sing. We have in-ear monitors, so it's hard to hear people sing. Plus, it's a pretty quiet room. But we sang it a few times, and it was nice to hear people's voices. Some lows, just some, I don't know, some little things here and there that kind of got me down. But working them through and learning how to control my emotions. Part of the journey of the creative, anxious type. But let's see, another thing that was awesome today was after church, I went to our sister Ethiopian church. They speak a language called Amharic. And they're going to be singing we have a combined service next Sunday. And so we're singing a song together, Jesus Paid It All, the hymn. Jesus paid it all to him I owe. And they're going to sing it in Amharic. And it's actually going to be just in Amharic. It won't be like in English and Amharic. I was going to say Spanish. But and then we're going to sing Holy Forever in English. So we practiced those two songs today in their church. It was beautiful. I had met a few of them, but not all. So there were about 15 or so people in their worship team, vocal team, choir. This sounded great. Very, very, very good stuff. Can't wait. Give him a hand. Let's see. Where's my clap? There we go. I don't know why I can't hear it. Let me see here. Why can't I hear it? Let me just change it really quick so I can hear all of my cool sound effects. Let's see here. Let me see if this works. No. Still can't hear it. Okay, hold on. I think we're going to fix this somehow here. Let's see. No? Let's see here. How about that? Let's see if that works. Let's see here. Let's see here. There we go. Okay, that does work, but you can't hear it now. So, well, we'll just leave it at this. But I don't know why this doesn't work, right? This should work. Let's see here. There we go. Okay, good. Okay. So, yeah. What else? Now I'm in the garage. I began to clean it. You know how I've been in the garage doing my podcast for the last few weeks. So, yeah, it's been a while since I've cleaned it. And like I was telling you last time, I don't really mind that it's kind of messy. It's sort of kind of a little bit of where I am these days, how I feel. But yesterday I began to clean it and organize it. So I began to put some things away and blah, blah, blah. So it's still looking pretty bad, but it's a work in progress. I've been working nonstop 7 days a week, so I haven't had much time to do things like this. But I did get a new TV, so shout out to our family. Our old one was on its way out. I also am in the process of getting a guitar because one of them broke, so that was horrible. So I'm working with a guy on Reverb to get one. A nice guitar, acoustic guitar. And I moved my beautiful wife's, I guess it's called a chair hammock. Is that what that's called? It's not a full hammock, but it's like a chair, seat hammock. It's like a one-person hammock. But it was underneath this tree that was dropping a bunch of stuff, so I moved it. And so I can't wait to see my wife in her chair. She loves her chair. It's getting a little cooler these days, but she still loves it, especially when she's hanging out with our family or talking on the phone with her sisters. She loves to sit there about. Speaking of that, the family is here, minus one of our girls who's not feeling well, but they're in the house right now carving pumpkins. So I love that. What a beautiful memory when our kids were tiny. Speaking of tiny, we saw a mouse the other day. Man, I don't know about that. Let's see. Where's the thug? There we go. I can't believe it. We saw a mouse at the house. I must admit, we saw one a while back. But because we have such nice people here at this house, let's see here. Dreamy people. Where's my dream? There you go. We have such dreamy people that instead of, doing it the old-fashioned way, they have these gentle, pacifist, what do they call those? Yeah, gentle traps. And so they just go in there and then they go out to the field and let them out onto the wild. So there you go. Gentle cages. Not sure what they're called. Leave me a comment below. By the way, this is embarrassing. So on the way to church this morning, I felt my nose kind of hurting. And I've been developing I even hate the word, but a zit. Yep. Oop, I said it. Ouch. Thank you for saying that. It's scary. It's scary to say those kinds of things. I know. The famous Z word. I mean, I'm a grown man. What the heck, right? But it happens. And so I saw it this morning on the way to church, and I thought, well, it wasn't quite out yet. You know what I mean, right? And so I don't know how it looked during the service. I mean, I'm on 4K on the big old screen, so I wonder how it looked. But then when I got to, so I went to the Ethiopian. Well, I had a rehearsal, then I went to the Ethiopian church. And then when I finished all those rehearsals, like interacting with all these people, I got in the car and yep, there it was. Scary, scary. It didn't look good. And I thought, my goodness, how embarrassing. I felt so dumb.
Stupid.
Yep. Like, man, I couldn't have looked at that beforehand and done something about it, covered it or something. But anyway, so there is your joke of the day, I guess. That's what I call be de burro. Usa tu cabeza, right? I'm telling you, not my best moment. But thankfully, it all ended well, and I'm home, safe and sound. Well, anyway, let me tell you about what happened. So yesterday, my wife yelled at me and said, "Get moving. Get up." And the reason was because it deals with, I think, my mood the last few months, maybe even longer. We've been dealing with a lot of stuff here at the house with our family, just trying to work through some things, more emotional than anything. And I think that my reaction to a lot of those things is I tend to freeze. I tend to, freeze. And so there's the fight, flight, or freeze responses to stress. And so when I freeze, it takes me a while, like a couple of hours to kind of get back into things, maybe an hour or two. The other response is I sometimes tend to, I don't fight, I'm not really a fighter, but I tend to fly away. I tend to check out. And one of the ways in which I check out is that I begin to, I don't know, kind of make things worse by listening to songs that are sad, or by kind of staying in my misery, I guess. You know how they say misery loves company? Instead of doing something about it. And so my therapist, and of course everyone, would tell you that the best way to overcome depression or anxious thoughts or feeling down is to exercise. And so that's basically what my wife told me. I was in my studio listening to a bunch of sad songs, some that I wrote, actually all that I wrote, to be honest. Yeah, I know. And she was just done. She's like, "David, you have to get moving, man. You can't just be in your PJs. It's 2 p.m. And I love my wife because she's done that a few times in our lives, in our marriage and in my life. And every time it's kicked me out of it. It's kicked my butt. Because sometimes I need to get my butt kicked, it's just the truth. Because otherwise I get so low, and oh no, and my life is so hard, and yeah, it's true, but I have to stop being such a such a melancholy artist. And yes, it's who I am and blah, blah, blah. But the joy of the Lord is my strength. And isn't that what we say around here? The joy of the Lord is my strength. I mean, we're supposed to have joy, right? Am I not the Gosa man around here? I mean, what's going on? And so God says, that we need to be people of joy. Rejoice in the Lord at all times. Again, I say it, rejoice. Says Paul 13 times in Philippians. That was my father's, rest in peace, my dear dad. I love you, puppy. That was my dad's favorite verse and favorite chapter, or favorite book of the Bible, epistle, Philippians, because of the focus on joy. And my dad suffered. He lost his son, me. He went through a lot in his health with his church, got fired from his job of 30 years, a lot of painful things that he went through. And I need to, like my wife says, get moving. And so I came into the garage, like I said, I cleaned it, and I went for a walk with her. And then later that night, I'm back in here. And then I've been thinking about what exactly am I going to do, because she wants to do something together, the two of us with our son who's here with us, because I think, Rich, my wife, she is an exercise queen. I was for about 10 years in my 30s and 40s, but then the last 10 years or so, I've just gone back to my usual self, just lazy. And yeah, my knees hurt and blah, 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 and I'm older. But, I mean, come on now. That's no excuse. Again, right? Where's that wine for that cheese, or that cheese for that wine? Oh, a bunch of excuses, right? And there are ways to work around your physical limitations. Absolutely. And so she was telling me about a gym that's near the house here where we can go, but it's expensive from what I hear. So we're going to go to another gym. The point is that this week, maybe tonight or tomorrow, I'm going to sign us up to, I don't forget the name of it. It used to be called Fitness 19. I don't know if that's still the name of it. Maybe Planet Fitness, one of those kind of cheaper places that they have a bunch of deals and specials and just go and sign up and go with my wife. And perhaps now my son, he's not going to the gym right now because he's also dealing with some things. But I mean, when he was living with us, which was about 2 years ago, I mean, he would go to the gym every day. I mean, he got so huge and ripped and all that, those young boys. It was so great. And then even when he was away at college the last 2 years, he was going to the gym. I bought him a Gold's Gym membership. And then I think the last 6 months, it's been difficult for him. But that was my wife's point, is I need to be an example to my wife and to our son and to myself. I'm not getting any younger. I'm not getting thinner. I mean, wow. And so I think it's time. So tonight, tomorrow, I'm going to check out some prices like I've done before and get us signed up at a local gym. She wants a personal trainer. I'm not so much into that, but I think the point is to go, right? Not to have all the bells and whistles. As long as we go 2-3 times a week, I think it'll be really positive and healthy for our marriage, for my mood, for her mood, for our son, for all things, for my health, you name it. So that's kind of what that was all about. It was really, I must say, at first I was shocked because she usually doesn't just say, "Hey, let's go. We got to go for a walk." But I mean, she's spoken to me very clearly before, and God uses it every time. But I must say I was a little shocked, but it was really positive. We walked around the block and then we came home and I was explaining to her a little bit of my process and blah, blah, blah. But I said, "Love, you're right. I need to do something." She kept saying, we got to change our habits. We can't just expect a different outcome by doing the same thing. And she's right. It's exactly what insanity is, right? Doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. What is that called? Stupid. Yep, that's what that's called. You got to do something different, right? If you expect a different outcome. And so that's something that's on my mind, is all that. It's not just working out, but it's different habits. Even today, I must say, before I came out here to do this podcast, I was feeling low. and thinking, well, it's a long day. It's been a long week. I have to go back to work tomorrow. I worked 7 days. But I thought, you know what? No way, man. I'm not going to give in once again to my feelings, right? Those beautiful feelings, fickle feelings that want to take over. And you can't. It's hard. It's a time to rest, time to rewind the tape. You got to go back in time and remember those times when you were active and healthy and strong and full of energy. And yeah, of course. Aging does affect your mood, and middle age is not easy, and there's all kinds of reasons why, and blah, blah, blah. But if I'm going to be, and my wife and our family, going to be victorious here for the next 20, 30 years, whatever God may give us, as far as life for me, I need to change some habits, physically, emotionally, etc. And working out is a huge one. I'm already in therapy. I already talked to a bunch of people. I take medication. I do all the right things as far as my mental and I guess whatever else. But physically, yep, I'm a mess. And so maybe by December, I guess, this is not a weight loss thing. Not that I couldn't use that, but it's more the emotional results and rewards and outcomes, the endorphins, all that stuff that is so important to our wellness. So I wonder what helps you to get going. What is your wake-up call? That was my wake-up call this week. A very funny one and very needed one. Very, very important. A little dreamy, right? A little dreamland. It ended up being dreamland at the beginning. It was pretty rough, I must say, but necessary, right? And hopefully I will follow through. Well, you know what? I'm not going to say hopefully. I will follow through. I'm not one to say, forget it. Once my bell has been rung, then I need to have a bell here. I don't have a ding ding like a boxing thing. I need to have one of those because I like that. I do have yay. Thank you. So what's this one called clap? Oh yeah. Once I make up my mind, look out, and I hope that by next time that we talk or next time that I do a podcast with you guys, that I can give you a report on our family workout plan, workout progress. I wonder what you do, what maybe God uses in your life, has used in the past to get your attention. And listen to those things, listen to those people, listen to those reports, maybe a medical report, maybe something in your family, something that you know is true, maybe the scale, maybe the mirror. Hello. Ouch, right? Ouch. And it's scary, right? To look in the mirror. Especially here in October. By the way, this month, you have to realize that Satan is out and that we have to stand against the powers of darkness in the name of Jesus. Because I'm telling you, there's some things that have happened this month that are just out of left field. And I'm not talking about the awesome Dodgers. I'm talking about out of left field. Go Dodgers, by the way, in the World Series, back to back. Let's go. So I hope that this episode and my example of my beautiful wife kicking my butt for good, for a good reason, and challenging me and pushing me to do the right thing physically with exercise helps you. And man, like I was telling somebody about this, and she's like, man, what a beautiful wife you have. She was telling me that her friend used to be that person in her life when she was younger that would kick her butt whenever she didn't want to study and that kind of stuff. So maybe you have a friend that is that person. And so thank God for those people in our lives that challenge us and that get us going to do the right thing. Well, if this episode has helped you, make sure that you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure that you share this episode with your friends. Can't wait to be back here hopefully soon. Happy Sunday. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being here. And I'll see you next time. Adios.